Deep within the earth, where time breathes differently, and the pressure is so great that the human mind can't even grasp it, gemstones are born. Not overnight. Over thousands, sometimes millions of years, they are shaped by heat, pressure, movement, flow, and chance. Like a secret recipe known only to Mother Nature, and where every single ingredient is unique, unrepeatable. This is how carbon becomes a diamond. From the shared dance of minerals and elements, an emerald, sapphire, ruby, or topaz. During crystallization, tiny structures are born, regular lattices, symmetries, shapes, which determine a gemstone's hardness, refractive index, and brilliance. Diamond, for example, is one of the hardest materials in the world, while opal is fragile, yet it plays with light in a mesmerizing way. The physical and chemical properties of gemstones determine what makes what we see so special, or what we don't see, but only feel. Every gemstone is made up of different elements. Emerald, for example, is born from the interplay of beryllium, aluminum, silicon, and oxygen, while ruby is actually a red corundum, its color given by chromium. Sapphire belongs to the same mineral group, only it's colored blue, yellow, or even pink by other trace elements, such as iron and titanium. Even a tiny difference in elements results in different colors, hardness, and even light effects. Diamond, for example, consists only of carbon, yet due to its crystalline structure, it's one of the hardest materials in the world, and because of this, it reflects every light so strongly. Color in gemstones is not always as straightforward as it seems. A single stone can show different colors depending on the angle of the light or the type of illumination, a phenomenon known as pleochroism. For instance, chrysoberyl may appear yellowish, greenish, or even brownish depending on how it's viewed. This optical property reveals a lot about the internal structure of a gemstone, and gemologists often rely on it as a key feature in gemstone identification. Another fascinating effect is fluorescence, which becomes visible in certain gemstones under ultraviolet (UV) light. Diamonds, rubies, and opals are among those that can fluoresce. And this isn't just an aesthetic quirk, it can offer valuable clues about a gem's origin or whether it has been treated. In some cases, strong fluorescence might slightly reduce a diamond's value. In others, it becomes part of what makes the stone unique. Hardness is one of the most important properties. It determines how easily a stone is scratched, how easy it is to polish, and how durable it is when worn as jewellery. The Mohs scale ranks materials from 1 to 10. Talc or soapstone is the softest. This is a very soft mineral which represents the first level on the Mohs hardness scale. This is the lowest value on the scale. It's so soft that it can be easily scratched with a fingernail and even crumbled into powder. At the other extreme is diamond, which is a 10 on the scale, and nothing can scratch it, only another diamond. However, a stone's fragility doesn't only depend on its hardness, but also on how it handles mechanical impacts or external influences. For example, opal, although moderately hard, is sensitive to sudden temperature changes. Refraction and dispersion, or how a stone separates light into its colors, give it that sparkling shimmer that takes our breath away. That's why a well-cut diamond seems to have a rainbow dancing inside, while a sapphire responds with a deep, mysterious glow. The crystal structure, or how the atoms are arranged in the stone, influences the light, the fragility, and even the color. And of course, there are the optical phenomena. The star effect, also known as asterism, displayed by certain stones like star sapphire. Or the cat's eye effect, which looks like a blade of light in the middle of the stone. These are not tricks. These are natural, wonderful plays created by the dance of matter and light. So gemstones are not just beautiful, but also fascinating from a scientific point of view. What we see is not accidental. Behind every sparkle, every change of color, every translucence, there's the logic of nature, and the poetry of nature too. It follows that every stone is different, even if it has the same name, the same color, it's still unique. Just like people, each one carries a secret, which it only reveals if you lean in close. But why do we consider them special? Perhaps because light refracts differently within them than in anything else. Or because they are rare. Truly rare, not just in the earth, but also in the world we've built around them. When a jeweler picks up a stone, they don't just see a material but a story. Where it was born, how long it lived in the depths, who desired it, who wore it. They rested in the coffins of pharaohs, adorned the fingers of Roman emperors, or shimmered on the foreheads of Eastern princesses in the sunlight. Humans have always felt that these stones are not just beautiful, there's something more to them, something that can't be said, only felt. And indeed, if we look even deeper, inside gemstones, another world unfolds. Under a microscope, the stone is no longer smooth and transparent, but alive, full of secrets. Inclusions float within it, tiny bubbles, crystal fragments, fluid inclusions, remnants of other minerals. These flaws, as many call them, are actually witnesses. Witnesses to how the stone was born, in what mineral environment it was created, what pressure and temperature shaped it. The gemologist reads from these internal signs. They identify, recognize, and distinguish natural from synthetic stones. But there's something more to it. As we look inside a sapphire and see the tiny cobweb-like inclusions, a familiar feeling washes over us. It's like looking at another being, an inner world where every crack, every little bubble is the imprint of an experience. Like the human soul, stones are not perfect, but that's what makes them beautiful. During their formation, everything that happened to them, the heat, the pressure, the time, is burned into their structure, into their soul. And as we look at them for a moment, perhaps we understand that we are like that too. Fragile, hard, colorful, layered, and everything we've gone through in our lives resides within us, like invisible crystals, inclusions that only those who lean in close enough and look deep enough can see. Perhaps that's why stones attract us so much, because when we look at them, we see a part of ourselves in them. And if we listen carefully enough, maybe we can even hear what they want to tell us. Many people think the value of gemstones can be measured in money, but those who truly love them know that their real value lies not in carats, but in the feeling they evoke. There's something timeless about the way light glides over the surface of a stone, a feeling that transcends sight. When you hold a stone in your hand, it's like connecting with something that has survived every storm the world has thrown at it. It holds the Earth's memory, the tranquility of the depths and the fury of volcanoes, the movement of tectonic plates, and the wandering of continents. And you, here in the present, for a single moment connect with this ancient yet living story. People of ancient times still felt this. They didn't just wear stones as ornaments, but as symbols, talismans, protectors. The gemstone wasn't just beautiful, it was sacred. The Celts believed that the emerald allowed one to see the truth. The Greeks believed that amethyst protected its wearer from harmful thoughts. The Egyptians saw the gateway to the afterlife in lapis lazuli. There wasn't a civilization that didn't build some kind of mythology around gemstones. And these stories, whether we believe them or not, still pulsate behind every polished facet, because every stone is a memory, and we can all be a part of every memory. And perhaps that's why we are so drawn to them, because while we look at a stone, we actually meet ourselves, our hopes, our desires, our past, and even our future. The color, shape, energy of the stone speaks to something deep within us, something that's hard to put into words. That inner voice, which is often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. But through a gemstone, we can hear it again. Because stones don't speak. But you can feel what they're saying. You just have to listen. You have to lean in close. Join me in the next episode where we'll reveal the secrets of birthstones. And maybe you'll find your own. Thank you for joining me today.